How do investors feel about health and safety? When they're looking at a new investment, do they even consider it? And if so, where does it rank in their prioritization? And what do the funders behind the investment professionals think? Well, to answer some of these questions, I connected with Liza Faber, head of water investments at the Netherlands-based investment firm PureTerra Ventures. Now, PureTerra Ventures has a particular interest in water and has recently launched its new fund. Liza, thank you for joining me today. So we're talking about health and safety and the perspective from an investor. Tell me, what does PureTerra Ventures look at? Does health and safety even come up when you're doing your due diligence on new tech companies?
Absolutely. We really think that health and safety is incredibly important, especially in the water space. We understand that that's absolutely paramount for the customers that we work for.
But I get that you might like it because of the product. You know, if a tech company's got a product that does health and safety, but what about the actual company themselves? Do you look at the health and safety record of the investee company?
Absolutely. We see health and safety as a risk. So as part of our analysis of the company, we make sure that we are understanding kind of the health and safety risks, both from the product side as well as within the company itself and how they operate.
Good. That's good. Now, I know that within your portfolio, you've got a couple of companies that are specifically around environmental and sort of personal health. Tell me a little bit about those.
Yeah, great. So we have 3 companies that are specifically around the health and safety space. The first is Alona, and they do environmental monitoring for improving human conditions, both within the built environment as well as outside in the natural world. And then we also have Diomedex, who is doing biological monitoring at the lab scale and really accelerating the results of that biological monitoring for water utilities and other kind of water monitoring users. And that allows those utilities and users to be more reactive and to understand the risks that are taking place, whether there's E. coli or Legionella, and making sure that they can be responsive in a really appropriate period of time. And then we also have SIGA, which is a really unique one because they're focused on cybersecurity of water assets. And the idea is that, water assets are incredibly paramount for the public. And we want to make sure, and SIGA really helps make sure that there's no risk associated with those, coming under attack or having any security issues. And they can kind of foresee those problems and help with reaction time there as well.
Excellent. And the reason I wanted you to do those was because that does draw quite a nice picture of the different bits of the environment, the health and safety world that you're touching on. It's not just about the individual, it's also about the environment they work in. And now, for people who aren't familiar, the way funds like yours work is you have investors, limited partners, LPs they're called, who give you money, and then you have to report back to them on a fairly regular basis. Does health and safety feature in your reporting back to them? Does it matter to them?
Yes, it does. And especially when we think of like ESG as a whole, which is often a reporting requirement for our LPs, as part of governance, that safety piece is absolutely built in. And so this is part of like what we look at both in our due diligence, because we know we have to report on it, but also something that we see as kind of a basic value of both our LPs as well as us as a fund.
So there you have it. Investors do consider health and safety, both the levels in the investee company and the type of service that they offer. And the investment firms behind the funds, the LPs or limited partners, also monitor health and safety performance as part of their quarterly metrics.